Hello and welcome to Lawyerish, a podcast for the people. Lawyerish is a safe space to learn, grow, inspire, and be inspired. So come along and ride this fantastic voyage. Let us go together. I'm Brandon J. Wallace, Esquire, and I'll be your captain. It's a whole vibe, and I sure am glad you're here. Lawyerish is brought to you by Apex, where aptitude meets excellence. And we're powered by the Green Law Firm, your one-stop shop for everything real estate in Tennessee and Mississippi. Our Voyage of Vibe is brought to us today by David Higgins. This is Back Bit of Sound. This is also from, he's also from the Memphis Music Bank, so we thank you, sir, for this Voyage Vibe. It's giving island vibe. You've heard it before. I liked it so much, I had to do it twice. It was so nice I had to do it twice. So thanks for that. Appreciate that. We've got an exciting show. I'm glad to be back in the chair and back in the mix with you. Thanks for letting me have a little bit of break. We've got lots to discuss today. Abbreviated episode, but exciting and important nonetheless. So I won't belabor it. Let's get right in to do the note. All right, friends, we're back. It's now time for Duly Noted. So much to discuss today. I've got a little bit of egg on my face, and we're going to get right into that. The last time we talked, I said I thought President Joe Biden was going to weather the fallout from that debate debacle. I thought that the seas would settle and that people would coalesce around their party's nominee and that we would be back on track for another 4 years of Biden-Harris. Well, I got to tell you, I don't have to tell you, I was completely wrong about that. That is the game of politics. You just never know how things are going to really unfold. And anybody who tells you that they do, well, don't believe them. So if you've been living under a rock, then you may not know that President Joe Biden withdrew his name for his party's nomination for the presidency of the United States. And it was a big shocker, but in a sort of very genius move, he withdrew his name and threw his support behind his vice president, Ms. Kamala Harris. And so congratulations to her and to the Democratic Party. I got to tell you, it does seem to be a genius move. And I think the president's decision will go down in history as, well, first of all, as a historic one for sure, but as a momentous one, because I think it has shifted the atmosphere of the nation, almost shifted the energy of the world in many ways, because obviously America is the leader of the free world. And I think what we have seen and what I now sense is an excitement that was not there. We went from a rerun of the 2020 election, where we've got two old white guys running for power again, to this brand new, exciting, even unexpected trajectory where we're on track. If Vice President Harris wins, we're on track to make history with our first female president, first woman president, and first African-American woman president, which is quite a feat for our nation. It's giving Obama vibes right now. So it's an exciting time in the nation. I certainly have seen and since the mood has changed in the nation in a way that was not there. So I think the decision by President Biden to withdraw his name will certainly go down in history as probably one of the most selfless and maybe even one of the most rewarding acts of all time. Who knows, right? It's certainly since George Washington's time. If you don't, a little bit of history, George Washington decided not to continue to be president. I think he served a couple of terms and they wanted him to do it again. And he was like, no, I think it's time for some new leadership. Our country, it's important that we transition, away from having a king. And so he walked away from power. And I think this is a similar point in our nation's history that will be remembered and admired for years to come. I do think we did Joe Biden a disservice, as he mentioned in his parting remarks, or in his address to the nation. Weren't parting remarks because he's still in office and still serving out the remainder of his term as president. But in his address from the Oval Office, he stated that he felt that his first term in office, the successes that he's been able to achieve, warranted a second term in office, and that's a hard statement, a hard fact to dispute. He accomplished quite a bit in his first term, more than most in two, and so in that sense, he's probably right. Yet. It's not what the people wanted. The people were concerned, probably rightfully so, about whether or not he could survive a second term in the most difficult job in the world at his age. It's a fair question, fair complaint, even, I guess. But I certainly, I just always I felt that he was capable. He is capable. He's doing the job now, capable of doing it again, if the people would have gotten behind him. But that's not what the people wanted. Not the majority of people, or at least not enough. Maybe he did have a majority of Democrats that were saying that they would support him. I think he did. But I think there were a lot of independents and some within the party that did not believe he could do another term. And I think probably what happened is they recognized the politics just weren't there. That would be a too close of a call for him to beat Trump again. My guess is, I think as I said before, I think the folks would have rallied around him, and the party would have coalesced around its standard bearer, and I think it probably would have been a repeat of the 2020 election. But who knows, right? And now we've got some other stakes to examine. I will say this: I'm really hoping Vice President Harris wins. If she does not, I think there's going to be some real discussion around whether or not this was the right decision by President Biden. And only time will tell. So we'll be tracking that, and we'll understand eventually whether or not it was a good call or not. But I tell you right now, it feels like it was the right call to make. Although again, I think we did President Biden a disservice by the way we sort of ushered him to the retirement house. But the game of politics is nasty work, and no one's immune from it. And certainly his service to the nation over 3 decades or more has been stellar. And boy, that's why I got to say it's probably bittersweet for it to end this way. But hey, especially when you've done so much for the nation, you brought us out of a recession. I don't know why I can't say that. Brought us out of a recession. Really helped to refocus us after the coronavirus epidemic, and so many other issues that we have faced and continue to face as a nation. He's served us well, and we have, I don't know if we have served him well or not. Maybe we did serve him well by protecting his legacy. Again, only time will tell. This is the lay of the land, though, for sure. And I'm excited to see how things pan out and play out moving forward. Looking forward to a presidential debate, I believe, on September the 10th. And so that's going to be exciting to see. Kamala Harris debating former President Trump, and hopefully getting to the facts and to the policy about what their visions are for the future. And so we'll be checking that out, watching it closely, and I'm sure discussing that here on Lawyerish. What a time to look forward to. All right. I also want to give you an update on this election. I think part of the last thing one of the last things that I talked about before taking a break, and the reason behind my taking a break from the show is because my mom was running for District 3 school board. Unfortunately, that campaign was not successful in terms of winning the seat. It was successful that because we were able to really make a big difference in this campaign. We got a chance to meet so many wonderful people in the District 3 area, Raleigh and the Fraser and the some parts of Bartlett and downtown and North Memphis. Got to really meet a lot of great people and get the name out there, but did not win the election. It was a tough election. The incumbent, I got to give her a lot of credit. Her get out the game vote is and was strong, and I think that played a big role in this election. As well as the fact that there were, four total people running for this seat. That doesn't help when you're trying to beat an incumbent. And I think just in general, this election is at a very strange time in the Memphis area. It was the weekend, I think just one weekend before school was back in session, where school started up again. So I think lots of people are taking their last bit of family vacation. They're, doing some school shopping and back to school shopping, and just sort of gearing up for the next school year. And so it's a strange time to be having an election. It was August 1st, and so it's a little different. So I think all of that combined, made for a difficult task for someone trying to unseat an incumbent. Still, Mom, if you're listening, Angela Rogers, I'm so proud of you. You ran a heck of a race. I want to say thank you for your willingness to participate in this thing called democracy. That's the only thing that makes it work. So kudos to you. Kudos to all the folks who donated and volunteered their time, who made calls, who knocked doors, who rocked shirts, and who put up signs, and who got behind this movement for change. I want to thank you for your work on behalf of her and our entire team. Looking forward to working again with each of you. So thanks for that. Shout out to you, Mom. No easy task to put your name out there to serve. And so you did that, and got knocked down, but you're not knocked out. So thanks for your work, and kudos to you on that. All right. So I think that's all I have for Duly Noted today. I want to shout out to all the folks in the Olympics. I've been having a great time watching all of our athletes give their best out there in Paris, France. Excited to see our folks continue to fight and win and represent our country. It's a great time to see the Olympics. Always super exciting to see that. So shout out to all of our athletes there, and all those who are enjoying it, like myself, around the country and around the world. It's a beautiful time every 4 years, and I'm glad of it. All right, friends, that is going to do it for Duly Noted. We'll be right back with Lawyerish. All right, friends, we're back, and it's now time for Lawyerish. So for Lawyerish today, guys, we're going to answer some listener questions. So remember, if you have legal questions, feel free to email us. The email address is lawyerish@apexgroupdc.com. Again, that's lawyerish@apexgroupdc.com. Email us your questions. We'll do our best to get them answered for you, either in a session like this one, or if you have a very specific question, we may be able to have an attorney who practices in that specific area give you an answer to your question there. So the possibilities are endless. Email us your questions, and we will get to them. All right. So our first question comes from Susan. How can the Divine Nine groups legally support a candidate if they are nonprofit organization? Great question, Susan. For those who don't know, the Divine Nine are it's 9 different Black Greek letter organizations. They come together to make up the National Pan-Hellenic Council. These 9 organizations, I believe 5 founded at Howard University, the other 4 founded elsewhere. I believe Indiana University, Cornell, uh, Morgan State, and I may be missing one other founding location, or maybe there's 2 at Indiana. I believe that's right. There's 2 at Indiana, more one at Morgan State, the other at Cornell, and the rest at Howard University. So these organizations have been a source for Black excellence and Black education, for over 100 years. And so these they are nonprofit organizations. And Susan's question is, how can they get involved and still maintain their nonprofit status? And this part of this question. This question has come up because Vice President Harris is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I should just go ahead and name the rest of them, since to be fair. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, you have Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, you have and Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. So those are the ladies. For the men, those are the sororities, and for the men in the fraternities, it's Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, it's Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which is those are my brothers, and of course Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. Also, shout out to the Zetas. They were the first people to. Those are my sorors, and they were the first people to welcome Vice President Harris as the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party this year. It just so happened that right after President Biden withdrew his name and endorsed her, she was slated to speak at their national conference. And already as vice president. And so she spoke both as vice president and as the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party for president. So that was pretty cool for them. But anyway, back to your question, Susan. Sorry, a little history lesson for those who don't know. But to answer your question, can they, how can they maintain their nonprofit status and support a political candidate? And the answer to that is they really cannot, right? They can't really do that. They can't endorse a candidate. You're not going to see them, usually for any nonprofit, that you're not going to see a nonprofit organization as an organization endorsing a candidate or supporting particular legislation, usually, right? Those are usually no-goes for nonprofit organizations, and the benefit that the government gives them to pay taxes. And so in order to maintain that, which is really important for any nonprofit organization, in order to maintain that, they usually steer clear of endorsing candidates and campaigning for candidates, et cetera. What they can do, and what you're seeing the Divine Nine organizations do, is they can do a lot of work around voter education and voter mobilization, right? And getting out the vote. Remember, we talked about how important getting out the vote is, right? Having a strong get out the vote campaign can make or break an election. And so they can do that. They can, help get people to the polls. They can help, help get people registered to vote, right? Which is really important. Voter registration, voter education. So that means they can host candidate forums or things like that to help educate the public about who the candidates are and what they stand for. And so that's where you're going to see most of this Divine Nine support. You may not see a lot of that support, at least outwardly, at least not from the organizational behalf, endorsing or donating. But if they do voter mobilization and voter engagement, they can do those things. And then if their members decide to donate or to endorse, then they can do that as individual members. but not generally on behalf of the organization as a whole. Great question, Susan. I hope that answered it. And sorry for my long-windedness. It comes with being a lawyer, I think. All right, next question comes from Zach. Zach says, "My LLC is at a standstill. Two of the three members want to make a move, and the other does not. What should I or we do?" For context, two of the members are married and headed for a divorce. The wife is standing in the way of good business. Well, Zach, I want to send my condolences. That's a tough space to be in. It sounds like you're caught in a love triangle. I hope you don't have anything to do with that. Um, but nonetheless, for all those who are LLC owners, limited liability company owners, if you're a member of an LLC, that means that your operations are governed by your LLC's operating agreement. Now, if you just LLC, it's only you your LLC. You don't necessarily have to have that to make sure you have an operating agreement. But if you're a single member, you don't necessarily have to have one. If if there's more than one member in your LLC, you absolutely must have an operating agreement. That operating agreement governs how you make decisions. It governs your ownership interests. It governs things like what you're experiencing right now, Zach. And so, I, to your question is, what does your operating agreement say? Uh, you know, I would review your operating agreement specifically where it talks about voting power, the voting power of um, are your decisions, are your votes and just decisions, are they made, are they required to be unanimous? Or basically, is it one member, one vote, or is it proportional based on your ownership interests? Meaning, do the couple do they own 51% together and the rest owned by you, or is there some other sort of ownership structure where the person or the persons, the members with the most ownership interest in the business, can they come together and make a decision on their own? It's really going to be, what's critical is what's in your operating agreement. And just to be clear, I've seen hundreds, maybe even thousands of operating agreements over the years, and I got to tell you, I've never seen two that are alike. Everyone is different because they should address, foresee and address issues like the one that you're dealing with, Zach. And so, if that is not the case, or you don't have an operating agreement, you got to get one. And usually, if you don't have one, then it's going to be really important to figure out which state and jurisdiction you're in, because the statute is going to usually govern if you end up in some sort of a court lawsuit situation, which it sounds like you all are headed to. So I wish you luck on that. Review your operating agreement, determine the voting power. If you and the other partner who wants to move forward, if your operating agreement allows you to make decisions by majority vote, then you may be in the clear to make this move that you want to make, depending on contingent on the fact that your operating agreement does not require unanimous consent from all the members. If your operating agreement requires unanimous consent from the members, you're probably screwed. Pardon my language, but there's not much you can do about that because your operating agreement says that. You may be able to amend your operating agreement, but if it says you need unanimous consent to make a decision, it probably says you need unanimous consent to amend the operating agreement. I don't know. So if you're unclear about it, if you review it and you're unclear about what to do, I certainly advise that you get to an attorney and let them help you interpret what your operating agreement says, because that is the constitution of your entity, and that's what's going to govern how the decision is made, and it will govern what happens. It will likely govern what will happen in court. Should you end up there, I wish you the best of luck. That's a tough situation to be in, Zach, but hang in there, review that operating agreement, and call a lawyer. All right, next question comes from Jennifer. She says, I slipped at a restaurant and hit my head. How do I proceed with collecting that bag? Well, Jennifer, I hope you're all right. First thing is, making sure that you're safe and that you're all right, that you can recover. So the first thing I would say is make sure you see a doctor, whether that's your primary care or urgent care, or if it's bad, then I would get to the emergency room. Don't delay on that either, right? I would say the important thing is to make sure you seek some medical attention sooner rather than later. In terms of, so that should be your first priority. In terms of getting to the bag, because there may be a bag to be got here, if we're being honest, then part of still your first step doesn't change, right? You still have to get to the hospital, get checked out by a professional, because part of what any personal injury attorney is going to be looking for is what are the damages here. So were you harmed, and what does that harm look like for you? Because that's how you recover. You can't recover because your pride was hurt. Usually, you got to be recovering from. You can only recover, aka get to the bag, if you have real damages, real actual damages. Usually, that's the case. Of course, there are exceptions to that and lots of different types of damages. But in general, the court's going to be looking for a personal injury attorney who's going to represent you. It's going to be looking for how were you damaged, and how do we go about substantiating that, proving that with evidence. So that's the first thing. Get checked out. Make sure that your health is the priority. Second, I would just say document your injuries and other things, like write them down. How are you feeling? The pains, the scars, the stitches, the blood loss, whatever those things are. Take photos. If you have bruising and things like that. You want to take a photo of the scene if you can. If it's not too late, it's probably too late, but this is for anybody this happens to, right? You want to make sure you take pictures and try to document as much as possible of the scene and of the injuries that you're facing. And then thirdly, I would contact a personal injury attorney. That's the type of attorney that sort of works with this. This is what we call a tort. And so you will need a personal injury attorney to help represent you and advance your efforts. So that's my counsel there. Again, focus on your health and well-being, and getting to the bag will come, but make sure that you take care of yourself and be all right. It doesn't help to get the bag if you're gone. So that would be my counsel for you, Jennifer. Good luck to you. I wish you a speedy recovery and the bag if you so deserve it. All right, friends, that is going to do it for Lawyerish. Remember to send your questions. I'm happy to answer them. Let's get into a little bit more of it as the season progresses. So send your legal questions to lawyerish@apexgroupdc.com. That wraps up Lawyerish. We'll be right back with a wellness check. All right, friends, we're back. It's now time for our wellness check. The wellness check this week is know when to hold them and when to fold them. There's no need to win every battle or every argument. Sometimes your peace is protected best by living to fight another day. That's your wellness check today, friends. Know when to hold them and when to fold them. We'll be right back. All right, friends, we're back, and it's now time for our Apex highlight. And so today I want to highlight the Bluff City Ball. We've talked about it before, but now we've got details and graphics, and we're well on our way. So I'm super excited to talk about it. And this is screen here. This is the Bluff City Ball event sponsorship proposal. And so I want to invite you to be a sponsor to the Bluff City Ball. As you already know, I am celebrating my 40th birthday. A monumental birthday it is. I'm super excited to host it. And in honor of one of the things that bring me joy is service. I can tell you just, I give so much credit to the opportunities to serve, uh, given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. And I think that has been true for my life, and I think that's also part of the reason. Little technical difficulty there, but it's one of the reasons why service is one of the reasons why I'm doing this Bluff City Ball, and why I am having so much joy in pulling this together and in giving back because. As I mentioned, started talking about scripture and got cut off. As I mentioned, uh, when we give, it's given to us in good measure, pressed down, shaken it together, and running over shall men give unto your bosom. That's what the good book says, and I'm living proof of that. And so this is a great opportunity for me to celebrate my birthday with people that I love, with organizations whom I'm connected to, and whom I love. Right, I've given to these organizations, and honestly, they have given so much to me in terms of the people I've been able to meet and engage with, and the things I've been able to learn. So this is our sponsorship packet. I just want to show it to you a little bit. These are the organizations whom this Bluff City Ball will support. If you can believe it, it's 7 different organizations. You can make one gift and impact 7 different organizations with the Bluff City Ball. And so I'm super excited to be doing this. Just quickly, you've got the Charles W. Moore Endowment at Morris Brown College. We heard from this stellar gentleman. He is the centennial who was on the show earlier this season. He turned 100 years old, and I had the pleasure of working on his centennial ball. And I think the goal for them, I think, is to raise $100,000 for Morris Brown College endowment, and they support students, particularly support students who need help with books and scholarship support and those sorts of things. Great um, great organization and great man in Charlie Moore. What an honor it is to work with him and to lend my support to their goal of supporting students there in Atlanta and their college endeavors. The next organization here is End Time Harvest Ministries. This is an organization in Maryland, in the DMV area in particular. They work with young people, high school students, on college readiness and job readiness. There's a job training program, an internship program over the summer where they get paid. and learn to be in a work environment, and lots of college readiness programs, etiquette, and all sorts of things that this great organization does. And I'm proud to be the organization's chair. I've served on the board for 3 years, actually, this month, and I stepped in as chairperson just a couple of months after joining the board. And so it's been a pleasure to serve with them. We heard from Andrew Kirkland earlier this season, and he is special advisor to the organization and to the board. And so we heard a little bit about that from his visit to Lawyerish. Next, we have Young, Gifted, and Green. This is previously organization previously known as Black Millennials for Flint, and I had the honor of serving on the board for this organization for a couple of years, and what a pleasure that was indeed. Now it's Young, Gifted, and Green. Their whole focus is protecting the environment. We want a lead-free USA, and they're advocating for people, places, and things impacted by the environment. That's all of us and everything. And so, what a great organization that is really doing great work fighting for policy, as well as being a service provider in some ways, delivering water directly to impacted people around the country. We also heard from them and our great friend Latricia Adams, who's a founder and the great executive director. She's just an awesome person, and also a warrior for justice, and it was great to chat with her. And I'm grateful to be supporting this organization, to continue to support my this organization as well. What an honor. Next, we have the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Alpha Chapter Alumni Foundation. This is a newly minted organization, also focused on education and service efforts of young people at Howard University. I am pleased to say that I serve as the first vice president for this new organization. We're just about maybe a year or so old, year and a half or so, somewhere like that. But really doing great work supporting young people, and great work on the horizon as well, as we seek to do some major things both on campus and beyond. So what a great pleasure it is to serve with them, all of my board members. I appreciate you all and your support in this endeavor as well. And looking forward to our continued work together. Next, we have On Location Memphis. We actually heard from their executive director, Ms. Angela Green. And if you recall, earlier this season, we talked about the movie The Fifth Step that they put together. And this organization is all about supporting job development opportunities for young people, or for people young and old, who want to be in the entertainment business. And that goes from everything from being a writer or a producer or a director, even movie scores. They're working with people who are making music and making movies and all the things in between. Memphis is a great entertainment center, and has been for many, many years. And this organization is helping to prepare people for those positions, both here in Memphis and abroad. It's great, a wonderful organization, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it, and to say that I serve on their advisory board. And so they are one of the beneficiaries of the Bluff City Ball as well, and so grateful to support them. Next, we have the Killebrew Survivors Network. We actually also heard from William Killebrew, whom this organization was originally named after. He did not come in his official capacity for the Killebrew Survivors Network, but he came on his own accord to highlight some things that he was doing. He's a great man, and this is the organization that I've been a part of the longest. I was once executive director and CEO of this organization myself before my law school years. And I rejoined the board, maybe a few years ago now. But this organization is all about violence prevention and support for victims and survivors of violent crime. It's been a great honor of my life to serve in this capacity. Again, one of these opportunities, one of the times that I've been able to have some great doors open up to me because of service. I became a foster parent because of this, my work with this organization. That was many moons ago. Um, but I'm grateful to continue to support this organization and everything that they do and that they stand for. I'm behind it 100%. And then lastly, we have Bridges USA. This organization I actually have no personal ties to. The only one I don't have any personal ties to, except for the fact that they are hosting this grand event in October, and so they are one of the beneficiaries of your giving as well. And so I want to shout them out for the work that they do. They also work with young people in supporting their dreams and efforts, both high school and beyond. So shout out to Bridges USA, a wonderful organization doing great work, and they have been for many years now. So, listen, how can you give? I am so glad that you asked, right? There are several ways to sponsor and to participate in the Bluff City Ball. The first of which is the platinum level title sponsor. If you give $5,000 to this cause, then you will be a part of history. Your organization, your name, your business name will be in the lights and be a part of the Bluff City Ball 2020-24. With that, you get 8 seats at a premium table during the event. You also get 8 seats to the VIP reception, which will happen before the event at 6:30 to 7:30, and you'll get 8 tickets to the VIP lounge, which occurs during the event. So it's a great opportunity to get your business out there. Also, a great opportunity to reward staff and supporters, other business partners who you may want to show a good time to showcase your giving. A great opportunity for that, and it's a great opportunity to expand your business and meet other people, other movers and shakers who are in various fields and places around the country. Great way to do that. So that is our platinum level sponsor. It's $5,000. Next, we have 2 emerald level title sponsors. Correction, we have just one available. We have actually already secured one of our emerald level title sponsors. That's Dos Hermanos Cafe here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's in the Cosset Library. We're so grateful for their sponsorship. And we actually look forward to hearing from Chef Eli, the cafe's owner, as a guest on one of our future podcasts, TBD. So looking forward to that. But for anyone who's interested in this level of giving, it's $2,500. Another great way to expose your business. The Dos Hermanos Cafe has the title sponsorship of our VIP reception. The other emerald level title sponsor will have the title of our VIP lounge, which will happen during the event. Another, again, a great way to get your name out there and show your support for the community. With these sponsorships, you do get 8 VIP reception tickets, as well as 8 premium seats, 8 seats at a premium table, of course, and with each of these, you also get, each of your guests gets a commemorative gift as well. So excited about that, and that's a great opportunity to give if that is your level of giving. We've got one left. For those, there are others. For $1,000, you can be a diamond level sponsor, and that gets you 8 seats at a premium table. You get 8 tickets to the VIP reception and 8 tickets to the VIP lounge. And of course, as I mentioned, you get a premium gift as well. So that's a great way to get friends together and maybe buy if you want the VIP experience, it's a great way to get some friends together and get a group of 8 people together and buy these. Be a diamond level sponsor for the event. Next, we have the Sapphire VIP level sponsor. That's $500. Of course, you get 4 tickets to all of the things that I mentioned before and 4 premium seats at a table. And then the individual giving is the VIP guest. You get 1 VIP ticket for $150. and that gets you access to all of the things that we mentioned before as well, plus a commemorative gift. And then lastly, the giving that is $65. That gets you entry, general admission, plus the premium. I'm sorry, plus the commemorative gift. So for those of you who are not interested or maybe cannot do any of the sort of premium level VIP level entries, and you're not really interested in premium gift, we do have a general admission ticket that is $40. That will get you into the event, and you'll still get food, and you'll be able to have a good time and get to mingle with some folks, and hopefully get you to that VIP level the next time. So great opportunities to give and to participate. It's a party for a purpose, and we're inviting you to come. Now, it's important that you buy your tickets early. Early bird tickets are on sale now. They are on sale only until the end of August. It's August 31st, so time is ticking. The clock is ticking, and time is running out for the early bird costs. That VIP, the Pearl level, and the general admission ticket will all go up as of September 1st. So don't miss your opportunity to give and to save, two things that I love to do personally. So those are the ways that you can give and you can participate. Tickets are on sale right now as we speak. You can go to bluffcityball.com to purchase your tickets and to find out more information. I want to just quickly thank my planning committee. This group of people are working so hard and have worked so hard to bring this dream of mine to fruition. Everyone is sacrificing and giving and doing. And I want to thank you all so much for the work that you've done. And a special shout out to Kevin and Estelle Thompson, who put together the graphics and this great sponsorship packet. Thanks to you all. And I thank you all. I look forward to seeing you there at this party with a purpose. Again, it's a 70s themed sort of barbecue, right? 70s chic barbecue style event that we're gonna have a really, really good time. So don't skip out on the outfits either. There will be an award for best dress. So let that be you. I look forward to seeing you in Memphis, October 5th. We're going to be doing things the entire weekend, the 4th through the 6th. But October 5th is the big day, and looking forward to having a grand time and doing some good while we're at it. I'm excited, guys. And I get to turn 40. Wow. Okay. On that note, that's going to be it for Apex Highlight. We'll be right back with a motivational moment. All right, friends, we're back, and it's now time for our motivational moment. This one is for anybody out there having a hard time. It can be short-term easy and long-term hard, or it can be short-term hard and long-term easy. It's going to be one way or the other, folks. So the important thing is, if you're having a hard time right now, just know that eventually it will get easier. We're doing the hard work now. It's hard to do that foundational work. It's hard to get those systems in place. It's hard to do the trial and error sometimes. But folks, doing the hard work now helps things be easy for us in the future, in the long term. It's the hard work comes in the term that we can do the hard work, the easy work, so it can be easy work, easy money in the long term. So if you're going through a hard time right now, just know this too shall pass, and you're doing the work now so that it's easy in the long term and hard in the short term. All right, that's your motivational moment, friends. It can be short term easy and long term hard, or short term hard and long term easy. Long term easy for me. All right, we'll be right back to wrap things up. All right, friends, we've done it again. Thanks for listening and for watching. Remember, Lawyers is brought to you by Apex, where aptitude meets excellence. and powered by the Green Law Firm, your one-stop shop for everything real estate in Tennessee and Mississippi. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Just like any voyage, it's always a little bit more fun if you can bring a friend or two along. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for letting me do this thing with you. I'm so appreciative of it. I'm appreciative of this space. I'm appreciative of all the people who helped to make this thing happen. Big shout out to our friend David Higgins for our voyage vibe today, and shout out to the Memphis Music Bank for making this happen as well. This is Back Bit of Sound. I really like this one. It's again, it's that island vibe. I'm vibing with that. I think the beach is calling my name soon. I want to thank you just for this opportunity, guys. I'm just eternally grateful for this space and for this outlet. I hope you're getting something from it. Remember to email us all of your questions, your comments, your feedback. We want to hear from you. Our email address, lawyerish@apexgroupbc.com. Again, lawyerish@apexgroupbc.com. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. Don't forget about us. We'll be back, and I promise we're going to get systems in place so that we can be more consistent and be on point. Hopefully, eventually we'll get to the point where we can add some more episodes as well. We're a work in progress. Thank you for your patience with us. Thank you for your support. Until next time, I want to thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I think I've thanked you 5 times, so thank you for a 6th time. Until next time, be well, friends.